Good morning, everyone. Firstly, I'd like to start by thanking all of you for being here. I'd like to thank all our partners as part of the Central South. Thank you so much for making this morning a reality. And as Sarah says, well done. You made it to the last brekkie of UKREiiF. I'm here this morning to talk to you about this great region, and it's been a real honour to be able to do this today, and it's been quite a head-scratcher for me, actually, as to how I tell the story of this great region. But let's start. It is a truth, universally acknowledged, that place is so integral to who we are and what we do. And as I say, for me, starting to think about this place, this region that we are here to showcase to you this morning, was a really tough challenge. I started by writing down everything that I love about this region and realised actually it became my story. In 2016, I moved to Portsmouth as a military wife. Not a badge I was necessarily prepared to wear, but you have to embrace these things. And I felt there was one place, the home of the Royal Navy for over 250 years, that would surely understand what it was like to be part of a military family. So after my husband received a posting to Portsmouth, that was it, we were off. 2 days later, he was told, actually, no, he wasn't going to Portsmouth, he was going to Glasgow. And actually, it's north of Glasgow, in that broken bit on the west. It was covered in cloud, which I'm told was a strategy. So I ended up in this amazing city, in this amazing region, all on my own. I had no family, no friends, and I had to really start from scratch, which actually, when you're living in a new place, this was my 8th new home as part of the military family, I really had to go out and embrace what this region had to offer. As it said in Emma, there is nothing like staying at home for real comfort. And my goodness, my home, my new region, was able to truly provide that. I was married in Portsmouth. I met my best friend in Fareham at Zumba. I've seen over 10 musicals at the Mayflower Theatre and many other plays and shows. I was maid of honour at a very strange wedding, actually, at Chawton House with a skull on the wedding cake. I'd never seen anything like it. I spent a very big birthday at Bombay Sapphire, and that's probably all I can remember. I used Southampton Airport every 2 weeks to be able to go and see my other half, who was in the broken bit up top. I've learnt about true football rivalry. I learnt to paddleboard in the handball. Decided actually it's quite boring. It's a bit too lonely for me. I needed to be able to natter to people. I think maybe a canoe, 2 of us, so I can talk to the poor sod behind me. I did my first ever dog walk with my puppy in the New Forest. I developed a hatred of tandem bikes cycling around the Isle of Wight. I did my first cold swim in Stokes Bay. I've been to see the Mary Rose an almost unhealthy number of times now. I also have the Anne Boleyn duck and the Henry VIII duck. I've spent far too much money in John Lewis and Waitrose in Basingstoke. And I think every house I've been in for the military has been kitted out by IKEA in Southampton. My story started to become the Central South, and it is truly my home. Bar having 7 universities, 3 airports, 2 cruise terminals, 2 country parks, 3 huge music festivals, and world-renowned beaches, from Hugh Jackman singing as a French slave in the dockyard to Captain Sandy making an appearance at the boat show. If you know, you know. An air show, heritage, energy centres, life sciences, AI hubs, the military, vineyards, and this year's New York Times top place to visit due to Jane Austen and her 250 years of rich history in the region. You name it, we got it. Bar all of that, what we also have is us and the people that operate within this region. There's a line in Northanger Abbey which says, I have no notion of loving people by halves. It's just not in my nature. And I truly do love the people within this region. And I would like to take a moment to just thank the team at Central South, the fantastic Lee Sarah, and all of our partners involved, because Lee, would we have said 3 years ago that we'd be here with this many people, with this profile at UKREiiF, with this many orange sunglasses? No, we would not. We would not have said that. So can I just take a moment, please, to have a huge round of applause for the Central South team who brought us all here today. But going back to us and what we actually do, and we do stuff. on the Central South. And this is why we're here, why to invest in us. Basingstoke have spades in the ground ready to go on 3,500 new homes, with a commitment to build a new hospital and millions of pounds worth of regeneration investment. We've got Freeport sites across the region which draw tax benefits for businesses and have such a huge knock-on effect, with other businesses wanting to join with those Freeport sites. The Renaissance Master Plan in Southampton, 5 areas for potential investment. There's drive and determination to deliver this great master plan from the Southampton team. We've got projects like the walkable waterfront being developed in Gosport, with heritage assets being beautifully restored, facing and being able to see the fantastic sea defence work that's happened across Portsmouth. And going to the likes of Havant, being able to deliver strategic sites and unlock sites that have been stuck for so long. Their regeneration team is really looking at how to do that. Portsmouth is looking at a city centre development which redefines the way you can connect existing communities and the way you can move people through cities, and also breathing life into their existing city centre. Wellbourne Garden Village. Damn, it's just lush. It's just so nice. It's just going to be the place to go and have a look at. And yes, the motorway is going to be closed over Christmas, but I have no doubt that it will be worth it. Fareham Town Centre are also investing and looking at their regeneration schemes. In 2024, we brought forward a housing manifesto done by Bors and Summers, Savills, Vivid and Gillings Planning, which looked at how we could unlock strategic sites, how we could break down barriers and look at strategic resourcing. We also have had a huge boom in the likes of the UK screen industry and being able to support projects like that across the UK. The Solent Screen Support Feasibility Study, which we probably need to back on the title of that. It's quite long.
Film Office.
Yeah, Film Office, there we go. Is really looking at how we can harness those opportunities. And the likes of The Crown, Les Mis, Napoleon, they've all been filmed within the region. Woodcut Media, who are just outside of Southampton, are one of the leading producers of true crime dramas as well. So, my goodness, we are prime, ready for investment in that industry and to support the UK on their mission, shall we call it? To become one of the leading places to film and look after television. We also have a space programme. Is that too big a word? Should we call it a space programme? We are doing lots with space, and actually this was something I didn't even know about. We've been able to work with uni students and the UK space cluster called the Space South Central. We need to change that. Space Central South, surely that needs to be the way forward. Project Jupiter will look at university students designing and launching their own satellite, which I hope is bright orange, into space and being able to get hands-on experience with this technical sector. A really exciting opportunity for those growing up and being a part of this region. There is a bit of an elephant in the room for us actually around devolution and LGR, and I know some of you will be slightly nervous about that and slightly probably not overly understanding how this affects us and what it is, but if you go around REiiF, you know, the last 3-4 days we've heard all about this devolution and LGR, and there is uncertainty. I can't deny that. We're going through change, but that's okay. We're going to hopefully have a mayor who will work with our local authorities to be able to deliver this. And I think my message to you as investors and to the private sector is that actually we have authorities, we have local authority leaders that are here, primed and ready to deliver. Devolution and LGR actually just brings additional opportunities around being able to make strategic decisions, around being able to look at how we're resourced, about being able to leverage more funds. You know, this allows us actually to really build on the great work that we have coming through and be able to actually deliver across our strategic sites. In Persuasion, she says, time will explain. And my goodness, I think with devolution and LGR, you will see the benefits of time. So hopefully that has given you a little bit of a taster as to why to invest here and invest in us. And that will bring us to our panel who are going to explore this other Eden, this demi-paradise, this little world, this precious stone set by the Silver Sea, this blessed plot, this earth, this realm, this Central South.